Welcome to the Great Pyramids of Egypt, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. These massive structures have stood tall for thousands of years, inspiring awe and sparking curiosity. Today, we'll explore the incredible story of how these pyramids were built, who built them, and why they are still such a big mystery. Our story takes us back over 4,500 years to around 2580 BC, during Egypt's Old Kingdom period. Egypt was a powerful and thriving civilization with rich traditions, strong leaders, and an organized society. At the time, the land was ruled by Pharaoh Khufu, a king who believed he was a living god. Khufu wanted a grand tomb that would last forever, a massive pyramid to show his power and ensure he'd be remembered. Now, Khufu's father, Pharaoh Sneferu, had already experimented with building pyramids, and he figured out many of the construction techniques. He started with the step pyramid and finally created what we call a true pyramid, the smooth-sided shape we see at Giza. But Khufu's pyramid would be much bigger, more complicated, and more spectacular than anything built before. Imagine this: Khufu's Great Pyramid was built using over 2 million limestone blocks. Some of these blocks weighed as much as 15 tons each. That's as heavy as a full-grown elephant. The pyramid itself rose up to about 481 feet, nearly as tall as a modern skyscraper. But here's the big question: how did the Egyptians manage to build something this massive without modern machines, cranes, or vehicles? Theories about how the pyramid was built have fascinated researchers for centuries. Many believe that workers used ramps, long sloping paths, to haul the huge stones up to each level. These ramps might have been straight, zigzagged, or even spiraled around the pyramid. Imagine teams of workers pulling these massive stones up slippery ramps with ropes, likely with water added to the ramps to make sliding a bit easier. It must have been a huge effort. And who did all this work? Many people used to believe that the pyramids were built by slaves, but today we know that's not true. The people who built the pyramids were skilled laborers, and they were paid and cared for. Archaeologists have found the remains of villages built just for these workers, complete with bakeries, breweries, and even medical care for the injured. These workers saw their labor as a service to their king and possibly as a way to earn a blessed afterlife. When the Great Pyramid was finished, it wasn't the rough, weathered stone we see today. The entire pyramid was covered in smooth white limestone casing stones, which sparkled in the sunlight. Imagine how stunning this sight would have been, like a giant, gleaming jewel in the middle of the desert. These stones reflected the sun's rays, making the pyramid visible from miles away. Over the centuries, however, many of these casing stones were moved for other building projects, so we're left with the rugged shape we see now.